Okay, so this is a quick video on federal lands and the various names that they are called. Anything in the Constitution is usually in reference to only the federal lands and Congress's lawmaking authority for those federal lands. So in many different government writings, federal writings, the federal lands are often called federal areas, federal islands within the states, enclaves, areas, posts, inlets, military reservations, states within states, and in the Constitution, lands, such as in the phrase, the law of the lands. So, law of the lands in the Constitution is referring to the federal lands. And many of the various congressional records, reports, and other writings, they use any of these names to specify what it is they're talking about. Some of these areas have separate and differing jurisdictions, which means the power that Congress has to make laws over them. So things such as military reservations, posts, these are places where the federal government has the exclusive right to make laws for them, meaning the states cannot make laws for them. Only the federal government can make laws for them. There are other areas, such as just federal areas, which could be military related, or could be such as a federal building that's not related to defense, or I should say fortifications, where they have exclusive jurisdiction. They may have banks here, the federal banks. Those are federal areas with a different type of jurisdiction, maybe proprietorial, and this is not a constitution jurisdiction, so it would be an area where the federal government doesn't actually have authority to have that thing there. It doesn't come under the Constitution. Okay, so federal islands within the states, enclaves, the various areas, some may be highways that the government has contracted with the state to be able to use to move between posts. They don't have exclusive jurisdiction on those areas. They have a different type of jurisdiction, usually concurrent, because it's concurrent with the state, meaning they both can make laws for areas such as the highways. But when it comes to the fortifications, such as the military posts and military reservations, the federal government has exclusive jurisdiction because the state gave up the right to those areas. And these are like states within the state. And I know that the Constitution says you can't create a state within a state, but that's in the Constitution. That was after the original state and the Articles of Confederation was already made. So the Articles of Confederation acknowledged that it was a state that was ratifying the Constitution, and that the state, as part of that ratification, the state was going to allow the federal government to create one state inside its state, but then it couldn't create another state within that state. Okay? And these are the lands to which the Constitution calls the laws of the lands.